of child development. Child development definition: change in a child that occurs over time. Changes follow an orderly pattern that moves toward greater complexity and enhances survival. Periods of development: prenatal period from conception to birth, infancy and toddlerhood birth to 2 years, early childhood 2 to 6 years, middle childhood 6 to 12 years old, adolescence 12 to 19 years old. Domains of development. Development is described in 3 domains, but growth in one domain influences the other domains: physical domain, cognitive domain, social and emotional domain. Theories. What is a theory? Orderly set of ideas which describe, explain, and predict behavior. Why are theories important? To give meaning to what we observe, as a basis for action, finding ways to improve the lives and education of children. Origins of child development theories. 6th to 15th centuries medieval period. Pre-formationism. Children seen as little adults. Childhood is not a unique phase. Children were cared for until they could begin caring for themselves around 7 years old. Children treated as adults. 16th century Reformation period. Puritan religion influenced how children are viewed. Children were born evil and must be civilized. A goal emerged to raise children effectively. Special books were designed for children. 17th century Age of Enlightenment. John Locke believed in tabula rasa. Children develop in response to nurturing, forerunner of behaviorism. 18th century Age of Reason. Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Children were noble savages born with an innate sense of morality. The timing of growth should not be interfered with. Rousseau used the idea of stages of development, forerunner of maturationist beliefs. 19th century Industrial Revolution. Charles Darwin. Theories of natural selection and survival of the fittest. Darwin made parallels between human prenatal growth and other animals. Forerunner of ethology. 20th century. Theories about children's development expanded around the world. Childhood was seen as worthy of special attention. Laws were passed to protect children. Psychoanalytical theories. Beliefs focus on the formation of personality. According to this approach, children move through various stages, confronting conflicts between biological drives and social expectations. Sigmund Freud. Psychosexual theory was based on his therapy with troubled adults. He emphasized that a child's personality is formed by the ways which his parents manage his sexual and aggressive drives. Erik Erikson. Psychosocial theory expanded on Freud's theories, believed that development is lifelong, emphasized that at each stage, the child acquires attitudes and skills resulting from a successful negotiation of the psychological conflict, identified 8 stages. Basic trust versus mistrust, autonomy versus shame and doubt, initiative versus guilt, industry versus inferiority, identity versus identity confusion, intimacy versus isolation, generativity versus stagnation, integrity versus despair. Behavioral and social learning theories, beliefs that describe the importance of the environment and nurturing in the growth of a child. Behaviorism, developed as a response to psychoanalytical theories. Behaviorism became the dominant view from the 1920s to 1960s. John Watson, early 20th century father of American behaviorist theory, based his work on Pavlov's experiments on the digestive system of dogs. Research classical conditioning. Children are passive beings who can be molded by controlling their stimulus-response associations. B.F. Skinner proposed that children operate on their environment operational conditioning, believed that learning could be broken down into smaller tasks and that offering immediate rewards for accomplishments would stimulate further learning. Social learning theory. Albert Bandura stressed how children learn by observation and imitation. believe that children gradually become more selective in what they imitate. Biological theories believe that hereditary and innate biological processes govern growth. Maturationists G. Stanley Hall and Arnold Gesell believe there is predetermined biological timetable. Hall and Gesell were proponents of the normative approach to child study, using age-related averages of child's growth and behaviors to define what is normal. Ethology examines how behavior is determined by a species' need for survival, as its roots in Charles Darwin's research, describes a critical period or sensitive period for learning. Konrad Lorenz, ethologist known for his research on imprinting. Attachment theory. John Bowlby applied ethological principles to his theory of attachment. Attachment between an infant and her caregiver can ensure the infant's survival. Cognitive theories. Beliefs that describe how children learn. Jean Piaget. Cognitive development theory. Children construct their understanding of the world through their active involvement and interactions. Studied his 3 children and focused not on what they knew but how they knew it. Described children's understanding as their schemas as how they use assimilation accommodation. Sensory-motor. Infant uses his senses and motor abilities to understand the world. Pre-operation. Child uses mental representations of objects and is able to use symbolic thought and language. Concrete operations. Child uses logical operations or principles when solving problems. Formal operations. Use of logical operations in a systematic fashion and with ability to use abstractions. Lev Vygotsky, sociocultural theory, agreed that children are active learners, but their knowledge is socially constructed. Cultural values and customs dictate what is important to learn. Children learn from more expert members of society. He described a zone of proximal development where learning occurs. Information processing theory uses the model of the computer to describe how the brain works. Focus on how information is perceived, how information is stored in memory, how memories are retrieved and then used to solve problems. Systems theory, the belief that development can't be explained by a single concept but rather by a complex system. Urie Bronfenbrenner, ecological systems theory, the very systems of the environment and the interrelationships among the systems shape a child's development. Both the environment and biology influence a child's development. The environment affects a child and the child influences the environment. Microsystem, activities and interactions in child's immediate surroundings, parents, school, friends, etc. Mesosystem, relationships among entities involved in child's microsystem, parents' interactions with teachers, schools, interactions with daycare provider. Exosystem, social institutions which affect children indirectly. Parents' work settings and policies, extended family networks, mass media, and community resources. Macrosystem, broader cultural values, laws, and governmental resources. Chronosystem, changes which occur during a child's life, both personally, like the birth of a sibling, and culturally, like the Iraqi War. Outline of 20th century theories. Psychoanalytical theories. Psychosexual, Sigmund Freud. Psychosocial, Erik Erikson. Behavioral and social learning theories. Behaviorism, classical conditioning, John Watson and Operant. Conditioning, B. F. Skinner. Social learning, Albert Bandura. Biological theories. Maturationism, G. Stanley Hall and Arnold Gesell. Ethology, Konrad Lorenz. Attachment, John Bowlby. Cognitive theories, cognitive development, Jean Piaget. Sociocultural, Lev Vygotsky. Information processing, system theories, ecological systems, Urie Bronfenbrenner.